My wife promised she'd changed. It was just a phase, she whispered. Then one morning, her laptop synced to our shared cloud, hundreds of messages, each to a different man. That night, I played a slideshow on our TV. As she walked in, I asked, "Which one was your favorite?" She covered her mouth as the faces flashed across the screen. I never thought I'd end up here, typing this. I'm 46. I work a regular job in HVAC in Austin, Texas. Been married 17 years. 2 kids, 13 and 11. Mortgage, minivan, backyard barbecue stuff. You get the picture. My wife, Talia, is 42. She works from home. Used to be a dental hygienist, now does some kind of medical billing for a private clinic. We met at a party in college and stuck together since. She was my best friend. I thought we were solid. I mean, we had rough patches, who doesn't? But I really believed we'd made it through the worst. About a year ago, I noticed her pulling away. Not dramatically. Just little things. She started taking her phone everywhere. Bathroom, laundry room, even to the backyard to take out the trash. Before, she used to leave it lying around, never thought much of it. But suddenly it was glued to her hand. She was quieter too. Snappy. Laughing at messages she wouldn't show me. New clothes. New perfume. Working out again. Told me it was for her health, but she never liked the gym before. One night, I asked if something was going on. She rolled her eyes and said, "It was just a phase. Everyone goes through changes. I'm just trying to feel like myself again." I wanted to believe her. I really did. So I gave her space. Maybe that was my mistake. Then one morning, about 6 months ago, I updated my iPad. We had a shared Apple account from back when the kids were little, easier to manage purchases and screen time. I hadn't thought about it in years. But the new update? It auto-synced everything from her MacBook. And I mean everything. Hundreds of messages. Literally hundreds. Each to a different man. Different platforms. WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, even LinkedIn. Some were flirty. Some were full-on sexts. Pictures. Videos. Messages saying she wished she could leave this boring life and start over. That she felt dead inside being a mom. That I didn't see her anymore. That she wanted passion, risk, a spark. And the worst part? She told one guy she'd lied about being on birth control and wanted to feel connected without barriers. My heart dropped. I checked dates. It was while we were still sleeping together regularly. I didn't confront her right away. I couldn't. I just sat there in the garage that night with a beer, staring at the wall like some kind of zombie. The next few days, I started collecting. Taking screenshots. Saving messages. Creating folders. Sorting them by guy. Some of the dudes didn't even know she was married. Others? They called her by pet names, told her they loved her, planned weekend trips. One of them even sent her money. I still don't know what for. I didn't tell anyone. Not my brother. Not my best friend. Not even my therapist. I just shut down. Went to work. Came home. Played with the kids. Pretended everything was fine. Meanwhile, every night, I'd sit in front of my computer with this sick feeling in my stomach, reading the messages over and over. A few weeks later, I got an idea. I bought a Roku stick with slideshow capability, quietly installed it in the living room TV. Every night after she went to bed, I'd test it. Set up folders with the men's faces, their messages, her replies, screenshots of them calling her baby, my little secret, my escape. Then last Thursday, she came home late. Said she was out with coworkers for drinks. She smelled like vodka and cheap cologne. I asked her how her night was. She said, fine, and went to take a shower. I waited. I waited until the kids were asleep, until the house was quiet. Then I turned on the slideshow. When she came into the living room in her robe, hair wrapped in a towel, I said, "Hey, come sit." She looked at the TV. The screen was showing a picture of a shirtless guy with Mark, Hotel in Dallas, May 2023, written across the bottom. She froze. What's this? I didn't look at her. I just clicked to the next one. Another face. Another message. Her voice calling him love. A photo of her in lingerie. Another guy. Another sext. Then I looked at her and asked, which one was your favorite? She covered her mouth. Tears started rolling down her cheeks. She didn't say a word. Just stared as the images kept flipping, each one worse than the last. I didn't yell. I didn't scream. I just let it play. That's where I'm at now. I haven't told the kids yet. Haven't told my parents. Haven't filed for divorce yet. But something broke inside me that night. Like something snapped, and now I'm just watching this whole thing from the outside. I don't know what comes next. Part of me wants to burn everything down. Part of me just wants to disappear. I love this woman with everything I had. I gave her my life, my time, my youth, and she threw it away like it was nothing. She says she wants to talk, says it didn't mean anything, says it was just attention, that she felt invisible. But all I see is the slideshow. All I hear are the words she said to other men. And all I feel is the silence between us. This isn't over. Not yet. But I needed to write it down somewhere. To get it out. To feel like I still exist. If anyone's reading, thanks for listening. I'll update when I can. She didn't sleep in our bed that night. I didn't ask her to leave, but I didn't offer her a pillow either. She stayed on the couch, wrapped in a blanket. I could hear her crying. Not loud. Just soft, choked sobs, like she didn't want me to hear. But I heard everything. The next morning, she tried to talk. I ignored her. Made breakfast for the kids like nothing happened. Toast, eggs, orange juice. They joked around about school. I smiled and nodded, but inside, I was numb. Like I was watching someone else's life happen. She stood in the kitchen doorway. Her eyes were red. She looked like she hadn't slept. I didn't care. After the kids left for school, she followed me into the garage. I don't know why I did it, she said, voice shaking. I felt like I was disappearing. Like I was just a body in this house. I looked at her. You disappeared the second you let someone else touch you. She tried to reach for me. I stepped back. That hurt her. I could see it. But I didn't care about her feelings anymore. I stopped it months ago, she whispered. All of it. I swear. I deleted the apps. Blocked them. Too late. She paused. Then she said the one thing that made my blood boil. It wasn't real. They weren't real. I slammed my hand on the workbench. Tools rattled. She flinched. Don't you dare say it wasn't real. You made it real. Every message. Every lie. Every picture. Every time you smiled at me knowing what you were doing. That was real. She didn't say anything after that. Just turned around and walked back inside. For the next few days, we lived like ghosts. Talked only when the kids were around. Fake smiles. Shared a house, but not a life. I slept in the guest room. She stayed up late on the couch every night. I didn't ask what she was doing. Then came the twist I didn't see coming. One night, I got a message. A burner account on Facebook. No name. Just a photo of a man I didn't recognize. The message said, she told me you were separated. She said you were abusive. That's why I sent her money. To help her get out. My stomach dropped. I replied, who are you? He responded, she told me her name was Tara. She said she was scared to leave you. I sent him a photo of our wedding. Her real name. The kids. Our house. He didn't reply for a while. Then finally, holy sh*t. Turns out, she had told this guy, and maybe others, that I was violent, that I screamed at her, that she had to sneak around because I watched her every move, that she was saving money to escape. This man had sent her over $2,000 in the last year. He thought he was helping a woman get out of an abusive marriage. I felt like I couldn't breathe. I never laid a hand on her. Never raised my voice. Not once in 17 years. So I confronted her. You told people I beat you? She looked like a deer in headlights. It wasn't like that. No? Then what was it like? Tell me. Tell me how lying to strangers and stealing their sympathy money fits into not real. She collapsed into a chair, crying. I just needed something. Something different. I don't even know who I was. I didn't think it would matter. I thought they'd just forget. You didn't think at all. That night, I told her to leave. She said no. Said this was her house too. Said the kids needed stability. That we should try therapy. That she'd change. But the truth was, I didn't know what I wanted anymore. Divorce? Maybe. But how do you end 17 years in one decision? How do you tell your kids their mother shattered the home they love? I started recording everything. Every conversation. Every message. I talked to a lawyer. Quietly opened a separate bank account. Made copies of everything on a flash drive and hid it in the glove box. Then I checked the security cameras. 3 weeks ago, while I was at work and the kids were at school, she had someone over. A man. Early 40s. Bald. Big beard. He stayed for 2 hours. They sat on the couch, then went upstairs. Our bedroom. She never mentioned it. I still haven't told her I know. Because now I'm waiting. Not for revenge. Not for some dramatic confrontation. I'm waiting for her to think I'm blind again. To see just how far she'll go if she thinks I've stopped looking. And when she does, I'll decide who I want to be. But for now, I'm the man watching the slideshow play on repeat. Not just on the screen, but in my head. Every day. And I don't know how to stop it. A week passed. Nothing changed on the surface. School drop-offs. Grocery runs. Forced small talk. Fake smiles. But I was watching everything. She thought I'd moved on. She even started wearing makeup again around the house, like maybe I'd forget what I'd seen and go back to who I was before. I didn't forget. I couldn't. Then came another twist, one I didn't expect, not in a million years. One of the men from her slideshow showed up at my work. I was fixing a rooftop unit for an apartment building off I-35. I came down the ladder to grab parts, and he was standing there. Button-up shirt. Sunglasses. Nervous look. You're Talia's husband? I froze. Who the hell are you? He hesitated, then said his name. Greg. I recognized it. He was one of the ones she sent beach selfies to. She told him she wanted to disappear to a place where no one knew her name. What do you want? I asked. I didn't know she was married. She told me you guys were done. Said you cheated. That you were never home. I just found out the truth from someone else she was seeing. I was about to walk away when he said something that stopped me cold. She told me she had a miscarriage. Said it was mine. I blinked. What? He nodded. She said she was pregnant. Then a few weeks later, she said she lost it. I thought it was real. I offered to come be with her. She said no, that it was too hard. I had no words. None. My mind went blank. Talia never said anything to me about that. Nothing. And that kind of lie? That's another level. I told him to get lost. He left. Quiet, ashamed. When I got home, I stared at her for a long time across the dinner table. She was laughing with our daughter, brushing her hair back behind her ear like everything was normal. Like she wasn't holding the biggest damn secrets of our lives inside her. That night, I waited until the kids were asleep, then cornered her in the laundry room. Did you tell Greg you were pregnant? She froze, still holding a towel. I stepped closer. Did you lie about that too? She put the towel down. It wasn't. It got complicated. Answer the question. She sighed. Yes. I said I was. I wasn't. I thought maybe he'd leave me alone if he thought it was over. I just stared. You faked a miscarriage to break up with your side guy? She looked at the floor. I didn't know what else to do. I laughed. Not because it was funny. Because it was insane. Because it was so far from the woman I thought I married, I didn't know who I was looking at anymore. It was all unraveling. The more I looked, the more lies I found. She had dozens of email accounts, some tied to usernames I recognized from other social media apps. I traced IPs and login locations. She used different names, different ages. Said she was divorced, widowed, never had kids. One profile had her listed as 34. No kids. Living in Atlanta. Another had her as 45, no job, just surviving the chaos of life. She'd built entire lives outside of ours. I don't even know how she found the time. Between the kids, her work, and me, she was running a one-woman circus. Then came the biggest shock of all. I found out from my lawyer, while setting up financial protections, that there had been withdrawals from our kids' college savings account. Not huge at first, just small amounts. $100 here, $250 there. But they added up. Over $8,000 gone in the last 2 years. I confronted her again. She didn't deny it. I needed it, she said. Things got out of hand. I was trying to fix things. I thought I could pay it back. I wanted to scream, but I didn't. I just stared at her. You stole from your own children, I said quietly. Tears welled in her eyes. I was lost. No, I said. You knew exactly what you were doing. You just hoped you'd never get caught. She didn't reply. What could she say? I haven't told the kids yet. I don't know how. I don't know how to explain that the woman they hug every morning is not the person they think she is. I've got security cams inside the house now. Hidden audio recorders. My lawyer says it's legal since it's my house. I record everything. Not because I want revenge, because I don't trust a damn word that comes out of her mouth. She still hasn't left. She keeps acting like we're in some awkward phase that we'll work through. She texts me memes. Says we should go on a healing trip. Meanwhile, I've got a folder with over 300 pages of evidence. Dates, screenshots, messages, bank records, fake names. Every day, I wonder what new lie I'll find next. And every day, I feel a little less married. Everything came to a head one Saturday morning. We were supposed to go to my parents' house for brunch. Just a normal weekend thing. My mom makes this French toast casserole the kids love. Talia was in the bathroom, doing her makeup like everything was normal. Like our life hadn't become a pit of secrets and lies. I was in the garage again, the only place that felt mine. I stared at the USB drive. Months of screenshots, conversations, audio clips, bank statements. I'd sent copies to my lawyer already, but something in me wanted her to see it all laid out. Not on a screen, not digital, real. So I printed everything. Every message, every photo, every "I miss you" she'd sent to men I'd never met. It filled a 3-inch binder. I walked into the house. She was at the sink, brushing our daughter's hair. The kids were almost ready. I placed the binder on the table. "What's that?" she asked. "You'll want to read it," I said, "before we go to brunch." She frowned, flipped it open. Her face paled. The kids were right there. But I didn't care anymore. I'd hit my wall. She tried to shut it. I slammed my hand down. "No," I said, loud enough for the kids to look up. "You don't get to pretend anymore." "Not here," she hissed, trying to smile for the kids. "We'll talk later." "Do they know you took money from their college fund to send some guy in Illinois gas money so he could come screw you in a hotel off I-35? She gasped. My son's eyes widened. My daughter started crying. Talia stood up. "Stop it. Not in front of them." "Why not? You didn't seem worried about them when you lied to 10 different men, told them I beat you, told them you were single. You made our life a soap opera, Talia." She started yelling. "I made mistakes, but you were never there for me. You were always tired, always distracted. You made me feel invisible." I snapped. "So you cheated, lied, stole. That's how you fixed it." The kids ran upstairs. My daughter screamed at her mom, "I hate you," before slamming the door. My son followed, silent. Talia and I stood in silence. Her face crumbled. "I'm sorry. I didn't believe her." "Not anymore." Her tears weren't new. Her apologies were rehearsed. "You broke everything," I said quietly. "We didn't go to brunch. Instead, I packed a bag and went to stay with my brother for a few days. Told the kids I needed space. Explained to them, in the simplest way I could, that their mom and I had problems to fix." Talia texted nonstop. Apologies. Long paragraphs. Promises. Then she switched to guilt. "Don't you care what this is doing to the kids? You're abandoning them, not me. I already feel like garbage. What more do you want from me?" But it wasn't about what I wanted. It was about what was left of me. And the truth was, I didn't know anymore. My mom called. She was crying. "We never saw it," she said. "I can't believe she did this." Her voice broke my heart. Not because of the betrayal, but because I had to watch my family grieve a person they'd welcomed in for 17 years. Our daughter wouldn't talk to her. Our son was quieter than usual. I tried to be there for them, but part of me was still trying to figure out what pieces of my life were real. One night, about 2 weeks later, she asked to meet. Said she wanted to apologize in person. For real. No lies. I agreed. We met at a park near the river, somewhere public. Safe. She looked smaller. Pale. Like the weight was finally crushing her. She said all the right things. "I betrayed everything good in my life. I lost myself, and I took you down with me. I understand if you never forgive me, but I want to co-parent in peace." And then she said something I didn't expect. "I'm going to rehab. For therapy, addiction, everything. I'm checking myself in next week." I nodded. It didn't fix anything, but it was something. The divorce was filed the next month. No dramatic courtroom scene. Just papers and signatures. She kept the house. I took full custody temporarily, with scheduled visitation. The kids needed stability, and she needed time. We sat them down together and told them the truth. Not all of it, just enough for them to understand we weren't a team anymore. There were a lot of tears, a lot of questions. But the weirdest part? After everything, after all the damage, I didn't feel angry anymore. I felt relief. Because the lie was over. Because I knew the truth, and I wasn't living in the dark anymore. Because I wasn't going to let her lies define me. It's been 6 months now. The kids are doing okay. Therapy helps. So does time. She writes to them weekly. Sometimes they reply, sometimes they don't. That's their choice. As for me, I'm still figuring it out. I'm not ready to date. I'm not looking for closure from her. But I am rebuilding, day by day. I learned that love can blind you. That trust is fragile. That some wounds don't heal the way you want them to. But I also learned I'm stronger than I thought. And for the first time in a long time, when I look in the mirror, I see a man who knows his worth. Still unsure of the future, but sure as hell not lost anymore.